Hey guys, in this video we'll look at how we can integrate Keras with R. So Keras doesn't support R by default, so we will make R communicate with Keras through Python. So Python serves as a bridge between R and Keras. We will install Python and Keras inside Anaconda because Anaconda is a simple and easy to use package manager and it takes care of the dependencies. We will make R and Python communicate with each other through Reticulate package. So Reticulate serves as a bridge between R and Python. So let's get started. We have to first install Anaconda. So to install Anaconda, just go to Google and type download Anaconda and click on the first link which says individual edition. You'll be welcome with this link. Now click on the version which you want to download, either Windows or Mac. Once you download, you'll have a file like this. Double click on this file which you have downloaded for Anaconda and go with the defaults. Next, I agree, just me is fine. Next, you can just leave the defaults as it is and click on install. It's going to take a while to install. Click on next. Let me uncheck these things and click on finish. Now the installations are over. So if you click on startup, you'll find a folder called Anaconda 3. If you click on that, you'll have something called Anaconda prompt. Click on the Anaconda prompt. So this is the Anaconda terminal. The base which you see over here, this is the default environment of Anaconda. It's highly advisable that you don't work with the default environment. So let's create an environment. So to create a new environment, we give Conda create -name and then the name of the environment, which is ML-workshop. Once it's created, you have to move to the newly created environment. You can do that by giving Conda activate and then the name of the environment into which you want to go, ML-workshop. So now we are inside the new environment which we created. Now we have to install 3 main packages. One is Python, then Tensorflow, and then Keras. So to install Python, we'll give Conda install -c, which is the channel, and I want to install from the Anaconda channel, and then the name of the package. I want to install Python. Let me hit on enter. It's going to take some time to install. Let me give Y over here. Once the installation is complete, you have to install the next package, which is Tensorflow. So Conda install -c Anaconda and then Tensorflow. Next we need to install Keras. So Conda install -c Conda Keras. With this installation, we have completed installing all the packages inside Anaconda. Next, we have to install R. So for installing R, go to Google, type download R, click on the first link and click on this link to download R. Once it's downloaded, you'll have a file like this. Open that file and go with the defaults. I want to install only the 64-bit version, so I am unchecking the 32-bit version. Click on next. Once it's installed, you have to set the environment variable for R. So if you open command prompt and if you just type R, it's not going to give anything because it doesn't recognize R. So for that you have to first set the environment variable. For the same, click on star and type environment variable. Click on edit variable, environment variable option, click on path, click on edit, and here you need to add the environment variable. For that you have to know the place where the R executable file is. For that you can go to my computer, C, program files, R, and inside bin you'll have the R executable file. You have to copy this link and then go back to the environment variable window, click on new and paste in the environment variable and paste in the path for R. Now click on OK, OK, and OK. That's good. Now if you open command prompt and if you type R, now it's going to recognize R command because you have added the environment variable. So now to integrate R with Python and Anaconda, click on the Anaconda folder and click on Anaconda prompt, and now change to the environment which we created. So Conda activate and the environment which we created, ml-workshop, and then now type R. So R opens up. Now you have to install a package called Reticulate. So for that, install.packages and you give Reticulate. So now we are inside the R environment and we are installing Reticulate package in R. So let me click on OK. Once it's installed, you have to load them. So library Reticulate. So you have loaded the package. Now we have to make R know where, in which environment the Python installation is present. So for that you can make use of the use underscore Conda and you give the name of the environment ml-workshop. So once you have said which environment you want to communicate with, in which Python is present, you have to tell which version of Python you want to work with. So for that you make use of use underscore Python, and then there's just one version installed in this environment. Instead of giving the absolute location of this environment, I would just give the environment variable. So for that I'll just give get and Conda hyphen prefix. So this is a global environment variable. Now I have to install Keras in R. So for that I'll give install.packages Keras. Once it's installed, you can check, you have to load them. So library Keras, and then you can check if it is working or not by say running this line of code. So this just loads a dataset called mnest inside this variable, and hopefully if there is no error, this window shouldn't die off. All good. So the integration is successful. Also you can check by executing this particular line of code, and it gives me some output regarding TensorFlow, which suggests that its Keras and R integration is successful. So this is how we integrate Keras with R. For our demo purpose, we use Jupyter Notebook. So next we will see how we can add R kernel to Jupyter. So for that we have to first install Jupyter. For that we have to come outside R environment. So I've exited R. Now inside the ML workshop environment of Anaconda, I'll install Jupyter Notebook. So Conda install -c Anaconda Jupyter. This will install Jupyter notebook. Now that it's installed, we'll open up Jupyter notebook. For that we just type Jupyter notebook. Okay, inside the Jupyter notebook, if you click on new, you can see Python and R available over here. But for many of you, this R option wouldn't be available. In that case, what you have to do is, let me quit this, go back to Anaconda prompt and click on R, type R, and then you have to install a package called IR kernel. So install .packages IR kernel. Once it's installed, you load them. And once it's loaded, you have to execute this line of code. It's not getting pasted due to some reason. So you have to execute this line of code. So if you execute this line of code, immediately, the R kernel will be available on Jupyter notebook. Okay. So this is for case if you don't find R kernel on the Jupyter notebook. So let me exit. Let me go to Jupyter notebook again. And previously, if you didn't have this R option, after executing the IR kernel command, you'll have this R option available now.